And it is on. Purcell Childry with good starts. Peck gets a great start, tries to drive up the inside as we're on board with Gage Reese. No, we're on board with Brian Childry, I apologize, as he dumps into turn one. And does he have the lead? Is he battling for it? It is Childry. It looks like Childry out front with Peck or Purcell in hot pursuit.
Looks like it's Purcell and Childry, with Purcell just cutting underneath Childry, taking the whole
So it looks like Purcell.
Childry as they go into turn 5, headed into the black corner, side by side.
Childry tries to jam back up the inside. We'll see if Childry can take it. It looks like Childry got it. Purcell dumps back underneath. And it is Purcell shuts the door on Childry here out front. Those two guys battling it out here. So in the first few corners, we've got 2 passes for leads. They come out of 6, and it's Purcell and Childry, again, on another planet here. Gage Reese in 3rd. Looks like Peterson in 4th. Peck 5th as they're battling it out. And it is still Purcell and Childry. And it's Purcell and Childry. Reese, a lot of battling going back here in the back of the field. And it's Peterson, Hawkins, Peck. As they come around, we're on the back end of Childry. Childry trying to make a pass to go down the front stretch. Holy smokes, Purcell rocking a 146. Childry rocking a 147. Reese rocking a 150. Peterson, Hawkins, Peck, Egbert, Hack, Kozicki, Larson, Stanton, Hope, Bell. That's your running order. And Purcell and Childry, they're just in another atmosphere right now as they are gapping the field. Gage Reese trying to make it up, but Purcell and Childry are just swapping the lead back and forth. With all this dicing up front, that's going to slow them down, and that's going to allow the 3rd and 4th place rider to close. Childry dumps back to the inside again, gets by Purcell. We're going to see if he can hold him coming out of turn 5. And we're going to see as they come out here, it looks like Childry has him. Purcell in hot pursuit here, and those two guys are just absolutely gapping. But young Gage Reese is a little closer than he was a lap ago. Childry still out front. As we're on board with Childry, the leader out front. And you can see Purcell wave at Purcell because Childry's out front here. And Childry's trying to gap Purcell as they come into turn 8 and 9. You're looking at Purcell with the Ignite Media onboard camera here. Purcell trying to go outside. We're going to see who's going to break first here. As they head into turn 10, Purcell heads up the inside. Doesn't happen. Childry shuts the door, gaps him, and is gone. And young Gage Reese is closing in on Purcell. Yes. And it is absolutely on. And here comes young Gage Reese going to try to catch up to these guys out front. Full tuck, full on mode. Gage Reese just drops to a 137.5. Holy smokes. Childry is running away from Purcell. Those two guys, again, are in their own atmosphere. Gage Reese is in 3rd. Peterson is 4th. Peck is 5th. Hawkins 6th. Egbert 7th. Hack. And as we go in, Purcell makes the pass on Childry as they come out of turn 3. And they are battling. They go in. Childry makes the pass again. And it's going to be a battle like this for the rest of the way, folks. It looks like this is how it is. It's Childry out front. Purcell in hot pursuit. Reese coming down into turn 5 now, trying to make up ground. But these two cats out front are absolutely put the hammer down, and they're determined to leave everyone in their waist. Childry out front. We're going to switch to the onboard of Childry here. And all you can see, you see what I'm seeing here. If you're watching live, you're seeing the front of Purcell's bike as Childry's pulling away from him and continuing to gap him heading into turn 8 and turn 9. Purcell closes in. That's a good little stretch for Purcell there. And it looks like Purcell's going to leave it on a little longer. As he closes in on Childry, you can see how close Purcell is. Purcell's going to dive to the inside. He's going to stick to him. He's going to go outside, going to try to cut to the inside. Childry shuts the door, and it looks like they're going to be battling coming out of turn 10. How close can Purcell get to Childry comes out, and all you're seeing is, hello, fellas. Holy smokes, you can see the front of Purcell's bike. We're going to see if Purcell's going to drop to the inside. We switch cameras. Looks like Childry pulls away from him as they drop into turn 1, and Purcell is going to try and get him toward the backstretch as they head into turn 2, and it looks like Peck and Peterson and Peck going at it here. So it looks like Egbert got by Hawkins, and it is Peck. Holy smokes. Whew, I'm losing track trying to keep up. So our camera is on young Gage Reese trying to make it up, and it looks like he is pulling just a little bit into the top 2 as he keeps dropping lap times here. Lap time's pretty inconsistent right now, swapping back and forth a couple of seconds between each lap. It's still Childry, Purcell, Reese, Peterson, Egbert, Hawkins. Peck dropped a couple of spots, back to 7th. Then it's Hack, Kozicki, Larson, Stanton, and Maxwell Pack. Sun coming across. We're back on board with Childry. Seeing the back end, this is Purcell's spot right here as they come out of 8 into 9. Purcell's been closing the last 2 laps. We're going to see if Purcell can make it happen. Childry dumps to the inside. Purcell's in hot pursuit. Purcell's going to run wide, and if he runs wide, he's got the inside coming into the next turn. He comes into the next turn, and it is going to be Purcell getting the door shut by Childry, but Purcell is right on. Ooh, Purcell has to check up. Childry pulls a little on him as they come all across the line halfway. It's still Childry by about 3 bike lengths, and young Gage Reese is starting to catch up as they dump into turn 1. Your battle for 4th and 5th is what's on right now. It's Peterson and Egbert. Egbert trying to make a move on Peterson. Hawkins right behind them. Peck has been dropped from this battle. And coming out of turn 10, it is Egbert all over Peterson right now. Peterson keeping it out front, but just by a hair. Here comes Michael Hawkins trying to chase down these 2 guys, dicing back and forth. We switch back to the leaders on the backstretch, and it's Childry pulling Purcell by about 4 bike lengths now. Looks like they've kind of set into a groove as we're just past halfway. Purcell might be hanging back and going to try to pick his poison here toward the latter half of this race. The race right now is Peterson and Egbert. As they go through 3 right now, it's still Peterson ahead of Egbert by about 2 bike lengths. And then back behind them, Hack and Peck are going at it. As we got our cameras on Reese, as he heads around turn 6. So it's still Childry and Purcell out front. Reese in 3rd. Childry has pulled about 3 bike lengths on Purcell here. Purcell always closes in turn 9, but it doesn't look like he's close enough here as they come into turn 10, as our cameras are cycling through here. Purcell not close enough to make a move. Our cameras are on. Well, they were on Triple D, and we just switched back to the onboard camera of Childry as he blasts down into turn 1. And we're 2 laps to go here. Purcell looks like he's running out of time. Childry out front. Your battle here is Peterson and Egbert, as Peterson's holding off Egbert, but they're going at it. Behind them is Peck and Hack. Peck and Hack going at it here. As our cameras stay on the leaders as they blast around the backstretch. Peterson and Egbert, nose to tail, about a gap between them. Battle back in the pack is Peck and Hack. Peck trying to get underneath Hack. Looks like Peck's going to get underneath Hack. They come to the start stripe, and it is Peck, then Hack.
In the lead with Purcell following him through turn 6, right hook and knockout, headed toward the Triple D.
So as we cycle through here,
Devil, the fun corner on the east or the west side of the track here, lean way over. Childry is charging hard.
trying to catch up to where we're at here. So many different races going on the track. It's kind of crazy right now. As we get a good shot of Scott Peck as he blasts out and away from David Hack. Looks like he's gapped Hack, and that's over. Oh, and here comes Purcell's got to drive on Childry. You got the onboard camera. Purcell dumps to the inside again, trying to show Childry a wheel. Not going to happen. Childry shuts it down. Purcell runs wide, going to cut back to the inside, going to try to draft him down the front stretch, and we're in the last lap here, folks, and we're going to see what Purcell's got for Childry as they come blasting by the start-finish line. You're on board here with Brian Childry as they dump into the first corner, and it still looks like Childry has gapped Purcell, but Purcell's going to pick his poison, see if Purcell's going to pull a rabbit out of that here as they come through 8th and 9th. So Childry on pace to get his first race win. Ooh, they go into turn 3. Purcell's close, but Childry shuts the door. Childry runs a tad wide, and Purcell's all over him. They go down the backstretch. And we've lost one of our cameras. We're back up to a different one here. We're back on board with Childry. Now we're switching again here. So as they come out of 6, head into Triple D, it's still Childry and Purcell. It looks like we lost one of our cameras. Childry gapping Purcell. This lapper may give him trouble, but I do not believe it will. Purcell closing in on Childry here, but I don't think he's close enough to really make a run unless this lapper gets in the way. Childry dumps it inside. Purcell closes in. Purcell going to try to show him will using that lapper. Purcell all over the inside. Childry shuts the door, and unless Purcell gets a heck of a run, it's going to be Childry. Purcell goes wide. Childry cuts the inside. They come out. Purcell cuts the inside. It's going to be Childry with the win. Holy smokes. Childry, Purcell, Young Gage Reese coming around for 3rd. The 2 guys out front were absolutely jamming and gone.